Yeah, you could probably go share it to Twitter and see if people want to come in and chat. But either way, we're gonna find out right now. Right meow. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum-ba-bum-bum. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-bum-bum-bum. Hey, hey. Change the name I see? Or is that just a different account? We are just testing a run from the phone on live just to kind of test how it works as far as just setting up and going. So we'll see. But we did beat the hell out of them birds. Well, we didn't beat the hell out of them. It was a 3 point game. Did you watch that game? What's up? What's up? What's going on, Chuck? How are we feeling today? Feel free to fire away with questions. Fire away with whatever you want to talk about. The highlights you put up, Eagles fans, so it's kind of funny. Nice. That's good. Well, I'm glad somebody watched it. Eagles fan or not, somebody's got to check it out. What's up, man? We listen. 24 unanswered points against the Philadelphia Eagles, which is about as much as I could ask for from my Dallas Cowboys. If you're in here right now and you like that performance, hit that like button, share the live out. Let's get it moving. Let's get it going. We're here to talk Dallas Cowboys football from the work shed today, taking a lunch break, and I'm here to take it with you guys. Take it with me. What do you want to hear? For me, I'll just start and I'll check out some of the chat. The takeaways for me was another third week in a row where our team started slow. Offensive mistakes, penalties, the mishaps. It already started bad. Touch. This is how the game started. Listen right now. We got the ball first. Punt. Eagles touchdown. Fumble. Eagles touchdown. Punt. Eagles touchdown. I'm ready to leave. Landry and I are sitting there, and I literally looked to my right. I told Landry, I said, if if it goes 28-0, we're leaving, right? And he was like, and we probably wouldn't have, we're going to fan responsibly, but I was really considering leaving. And then my team did the craziest thing. First off, Shoddy did something that the McCarthy camp could not do. Mike McCarthy could not control the clock. Dallas made it happen. Let's see if they keep the fire burning for this game. They might. And this is something that could help. Shoddy with the clock at the end of halves and at the end of games is much better than Mike McCarthy. Miles better. We've seen it multiple times this year where we had 36 seconds, I believe, and a half, where we were up 13 points and could have just taken it in, and we went and scored again. Remember, we were up 10 maybe when we scored 17 first quarter points. I believe that was against Washington. And right before the end of the half, we went and scored again. This game against Philly, put together a really, really good drive and went and scored right before the half to get us, 21-7, right? Which at that point, you're going to at that point, I'm thinking, okay, we've probably shot ourselves in the foot too much to come out of this. We're 21-7 now, probably going to be, just too much to come back from. At that point, I saw like a 33-20 game, 30-34-21, something like that. And so to me, it was lost. I can't believe what we did. George Pickens was an absolute star. The CD Lamb with three drops was surprising. I say what's up, Mateo? Welcome in. Say what you want. Does CD Lamb have the yips? Does he have a mental block? What's going on? Because I don't. I've watched a lot of Cowboys football. All right, probably more than my wife and some other friends would tell me to. Like, dude, you got to get off the film and you got to stop watching this stuff. But I've never seen Jimmy J's hair, Mateo. Jimmy J's hair. What is that? We are the star. We are. I am one of three members. How are you? How's it going, Denarius? Welcome in. Denarius, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Forgive me if I didn't. Eagles had over 96 yards in penalties. Wow. Okay, I didn't know it was that much. Well, look, I believe we had 70 something penalty yards, a missed field goal, and two turnovers. The Eagles had some penalties, a missed field goal, and two turnovers. So as far as all that goes, that's a wash, right? Their offense scored 21 and then went stale, which that's been the talk. Even if you watch the 3 and 4 letter networks, that's been the talk about the Eagles is their offense can go stale. And that happened. Credit our defense though, right? You got to play who's across from you. So while the offense maybe stalled out, our defense also made plays. 2 takeaways, 2 fumbles forced in the second half, while our offense put up 17 points. It was just I really didn't expect it. But now my team has done it to me again. Now they got me feeling like we can run this thing, right? Now my Dallas Cowboys are taking me on the roller coaster and join us on the show this Friday evening where we'll spin the record and talk about it. We're 5-5-1. If we can get out of this three game stretch over 11 days and take care of Kansas City, which they're beatable. They're coming off a short week also where they went into overtime with a tough game against the Colts. They did pull it out. Life was on the line. Their season was on the line, kind of just like ours is. They are beatable, and then Detroit is beatable. I'm really worried about Detroit. However, Landry and I have been talking about it. Even if you get through the Chiefs, lose to Detroit, and then somehow find a way to beat the other teams the rest of the season, then I believe we should, with our defense playing as good as it has the last 2 weeks. If that keeps up, you can be at 10 wins. Then it doesn't matter who else has 10 wins because you have the tie against Green Bay, which makes you a half a game better. We can find ourselves in the playoffs. Mateo, my name is Jimmy J's Hair. You can just call me Jimmy for short. You can call me JJH. San Francisco did beat Carolina last night, so that's that makes a difference. We're gonna have to watch it. Who are the 10-win teams gonna be? I'm not sure. And and you guys tell me. If you had to one scale of 1 to 10, our chances of making the playoffs, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest, mine would probably be right now. Like I said, my team has been on a roller coaster. Probably a 6.5. I'm really leaning toward we can make it. 10 wins can do it. If some other teams fall off, the NFC North looks convoluted. That thing could end up so crazy. There could be 3 11-win teams in the NFC North, or there could be 2 9-win teams and a 12-win team in the NFC North. The North is so crazy right now. They've all got to still play each other, the Bears, Lions, and Packers. So that's going to be the shape of that. The NFC North turnout is probably going to decide if the Cowboys get into the playoffs, if we actually perform well. If we can get to 10 wins, it's going to be somebody in the NFC North's record that decides whether we get in or not. I have a feeling because Carolina's probably going to win their division, so that wouldn't matter. Eagles are going to win this division, that wouldn't matter. So the division winners don't affect us. But George Pickett, Landry and I were talking about there's a crazy moment right now in Cowboy history. We've always held the 88, right? Big 88. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like this one. The wife got it for me. It's a good one. It's keeping me warm. It's a little chilly out here this morning. The time that with the number 88, we've always seen that receiver be the most dominant, like the best receiver on our team, right? Des Bryant come in, first round pick, was expected to be that. CeeDee Lamb came in a first round pick, right? And was expected to be that. But Amari Cooper for the first couple years was still the better receiver on this team. Now, toward the end of Amari, obviously CD had gotten better. That we were, it wasn't like it was, Amari Cooper still went and had 2,000-yard seasons the next 2 years in Cleveland, right? So it's not like Amari Cooper was washed or anything like that. But CD had just done enough and become probably a top 12, 13 receiver at that point to that we were okay with having him as the one. And then when he got to be the one by himself, he became a top 7, 6. A lot of people would argue him top 5 and 3 right now. So he is elite. But the early part of his career, he was the second best receiver on this football team wearing the number 88. There are some people right now that would argue CeeDee Lamb is the second best receiver on this team wearing the number 88. And that's a strange moment in Dallas Cowboys history, because the 88 is supposed to be, that's it. Like you're by far, there's nobody else on this team that comes close to you as a receiver. That's what that 88 means. And twice in this 88's career, there's been somebody on the field better. Now, I could look back, maybe Drew Pearson when he first came in and got 88 put on him, he was the original. So maybe there was somebody competing with him at wide receiver. I don't think so. Michael Irvin, I don't even think we have to question that. His running partner was really good, but it wasn't Mike. And that's a Hall of Famer. Des Bryant was not a receiver on our team as good as Des Bryant the entire time Des Bryant was on our team. He's a top 10 wideout. But in CeeDee Lamb's career so far, there have been 2 wide receivers better than him on this team. And, the second one is still opinion, where we can't argue the first 2 years where Cooper was better than Lamb. But some are trying to argue now if Pickens is better than Lamb. And to me, they're just different, right? Not better, but different. What do you mean different? Different in a cool, better type of way. What do you mean? They're saying that they're better than the other parent? No, I'm just kidding. It's a movie line. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I just wanted to show you something, but I'll show you later.
Okay.
Well, I might take it down later, but
So, keys moving forward. Obviously, I know the scare we got with 2 players yesterday. Quinnen Williams went down and took a second to get up, right? Obviously, he was fine. He come back in the game. He played well. So that was just a bruise. Maybe he got a sting or something like that, but he was okay. DeMarvion Overshown being a revelation, playing the spy on Jalen Hurts, worked really well. The only thing they really did was Saquon Barkley check downs. A.J. Brown kind of got hot in the first quarter. There wasn't a lot happening that I was scared of, except for the fact that our offense kept playing bad. It looked like the kind of game to where our defense wasn't going to get an extreme amount of stops, but our offense was going to play bad enough to put us in such a deep hole that we were never going to get out of it. And we got out of it. Boy, did we get out. Not only did we get out of it, we got out of it on top. We got out of the hole and then kicked them back down in it. And that was not anywhere in the cards at 21-0. And so many Eagles fans. Oh, God, I wish I could show y'all some of the tweets, some of the DMs, some of the messages we were getting. How you feeling now? Where's this game going? Blah, 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 when it was 21-0, right? Because they scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, a touchdown to start the second quarter. We were, punting and fumbling and punting, and it was just horrible. And so many people just laughing and blasting, even stadium fans in the stadium going off. How you feel now? Cowboys said there was a Cowboys suck chant in the stadium for a little while. And what happened? What happened? 24 unanswered points. It's as easy as that. It's as easy. I was never scared of Philly, right? That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling Landry and Sam when we talked about it. Again on the shows. Make sure you catch us every Friday afternoon, 6 p.m. Sometimes 7 if we go a little later. We work. We're people too. But when we were talking about it, it's like the only. Okay, let me figure out the best way to put this. What? Oh, I thought he said something to me. Um, I forgot where I was going. What's up?
oh, nothing.
Okay.
I will just show you later. If I can.
Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. But catch us on the show Friday afternoons. If you're here right now, make sure you have hit that like button. I'm pretty sure you have. Share it out. Let's see who we can get in here. I'd like some people to come in and ask some questions. I appreciate the comment on the cool hat. It's aight. It's 5-5-1 right now, so it's an all right hat. I'd like it to be a winning hat. That would be good. It would be better. 5-5-1. Can we go 11-5-1? Can we win out? I think if you beat Kansas City and you beat Detroit, I think you do win out.
48
I
hours.
I think you're expected to win out
48 hours. You gotta play.
to play football. I know, yeah. 48-hour countdown already to the next football game. That's not many. It's like we're gonna be full of content. We almost need to go live tomorrow night, or we're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to cover 2 games when we do go live. We got 48 hours. We got another football game, and then you would think like, okay, you got to play Sunday, and then you got to play Thursday. Well, you won't have to play again until next Sunday. Nope, they got us on another Thursday night football game after Thanksgiving. 3 games, 11 days. I don't know if we can, but if we do win out these 3 games, I think we would be expected and favored to win the rest of the season, to just win it all, to win it and be 11-5-1. I do believe that. So, you guys tell me. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being we can make the playoffs, 1 being we can't. Where's your confidence? How are you feeling about it? John, football is for everybody, okay? Everybody. Everybody now. Hey. But thank you for joining me. Look, listen, I was going back and forth. I don't know how many of you guys are in here. Hit that like button for you, boy. Hit the like button. Share it out. Ask me some questions. Let's talk some Cowboys football. I've already ran you down the game and told you how that went, who stood out. Quinnen Williams and George Pickens are obviously, if you want to talk about who made the best trades in the 2025 seasons, us getting George Pickens for a 3rd-round pick and Quinnen Williams for a 1st and a 2nd, Jerry might have just won the 2025 trade war. Seriously. You get rid of Micah to do it. You can argue Micah was the best trade of the 2025 year, and I'll give you. Listen, that's a future Hall of Famer. I'll give you that. But when you package Quinnen Williams and George Pickens that Jerry went and traded for this year, we can all hate Jerry and shame him as much as we want to, as much as people would like to. But the guy went and got us 2 stars that literally look like they are helping shape what could be the future of this team. George Pickens is literally, if you get him signed, the reason this offense could stay top 5 for the next 3 years. Quinnen Williams could be the reason that this defense stays top 15, 16 at worst because of what he provides you with up the middle pass rush and helping everyone around him. It's like you have that guy that now makes everybody around you better. When people say that, oh, well, he makes everybody on the field feel better. He said, just take the beanie off, Unc. No, sir, nephew. I do not think so. Wear it all day. You like that? But no, I think our defense. Listen, and that's what can help us beat the Chiefs, because right now Patrick Mahomes, when he gets pressure up the middle, and the interior of that Chiefs offensive line isn't phenomenal. They're all right. But when Quinnen Williams gets pressure up the middle and Patrick Mahomes has to roll out left or right, he's good at that. But you got to remember, he used to be really good at that, finding a Travis Kelce that could move a little better, move a little quicker, and find those zones and find those gaps. And a Tyreek Hill that was so fast could run to a spot for Mahomes to just kind of lead the ball to, and he would somehow make it happen. The off-script plays for Mahomes is literally what propelled them to some of the best seasons in a couple of their Super Bowls. They have a personnel right now and a team right now that doesn't get those off-script plays. They just don't. They don't get them as good. And so if we can get them off script, if we can get them out of the middle and get Patrick Mahomes rolling out, Andy Reid's going to have designed the game to work like that, and he's smart. If you're playing 3D chess over here, I've got to imagine, okay, if Quinnen Williams win and my quarterback has to go left or right, I need some routes that are helping that out. I can imagine Andy Reid is processing that. But then I have to imagine, okay, Eberflus needs to understand, I should be able to win up the middle. I should be able to force Patrick Mahomes either to roll out one way or the other. And I've got to understand what kind of routes and scheme that now Andy Reid is trying to run, knowing that his quarterback is on the move. And as Matt Eberflus, I've got to put my DBs and linebackers in position to be on top of those plays. Football is just a chess game. If you've got the talent, you've got the personnel to put. It's these coaches' job to put them in the position to succeed. You hear that all the time, right? Put your players in a position to succeed. What that means is outcoach the other coach, essentially. So the game Sunday was wild. We still fly high though. No, you don't. No, no, you are you an Eagles big? Are you an Eagles fan? You can listen. You can claim the East, but for the rest of this week, shh, shh. No talking from Eagles fans for the rest of this week. I don't hear nothing. All right, no, I'm just kidding. Welcome in. So I think we can get the Chiefs based on that. The Lions are definitely going to be harder to beat. Jameer Gibbs is something. Glad we got DeMarvion Overshown healthy because Jameer Gibbs is fast, got moves, usually makes the first guy miss, breaks a lot of arm tackles. Dak is holding y'all back. I've been telling people that. I'm going to vehemently disagree with you on that. Dak Prescott is not holding anybody back but maybe himself in moments where he locks up, goes deers and headlights against teams like Green Bay and Arizona. I've seen Dak play bad. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a 9-year quarterback who all the metrics say he's been top 10 in just about every metric since he's been in the league, had one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen, granted behind a great offensive line and a run game that was just running people off the field. But you want to talk about inconsistent? Listen, what do you mean by inconsistent? You mean the 13th best quarterback to the 32nd best quarterback? Because all of them are going to be inconsistent. This is the NFL. If you're not a top 12 quarterback statistically, that probably means you're being pretty inconsistent on your season. So Dak's not holding anybody back. Dak's numbers, man, listen, we were through 6 or 7 weeks of this season, and ESPN and the 3 or 4 letter networks were talking about Dak Prescott being in the MVP race if his defense can get it together. Now, over the next 4 weeks, they didn't. We end up 3-5-1. So, but I'm not gonna put it on Dak Prescott. He's a good quarterback. He really is. He has bad moments. No quarterback does. Listen, Jalen Hurts, I think he's a hell of a football player, and I don't think he has the best arm. Is he good at playing quarterback? Yes, I'm not going to deny that. Jalen Hurts is a solid football player. I wouldn't be mad if he was helping my team win games like that. But he falters. He's inconsistent. Look at yesterday. 21 points in the first 17 minutes of the game, and then a goose egg for the last 30 something. So that's inconsistent, right? You would have to call that inconsistent. What happened to Jalen Hurts? If Dak is holding us back and he's so inconsistent, what did Jalen Hurts do in the game Sunday to what was he inconsistent in the second half and held y'all back? You see what I mean? So we can find moments and pick and choose. I can find a quarter every week where a top 10 quarterback was inconsistent. And he played bad. He threw a pick. He saw the wrong route. Didn't get through his reads. So I don't know. Inconsistent is kind of a conjectural word there. But Dak Prescott has been consistent enough to win this team football games. Has he been bad in a couple playoff games? Yes. But at the same time, the entire team was bad. Here's what I'll tell you. This is what you've seen more of. Dak Prescott play a good game and lose because the rest of the team was bad. Whereas we lose a game because the rest of the team was playing real good, but Dak Prescott just cost us the game. And he just threw it away, and he just lost it for us because he sucked. I don't know. You might be able to find a couple of those. But I really have a feeling that it's more like Dak Prescott played to okay, and the rest of the team also played to okay. I'm not seeing many moments where our defense, our offensive line, running game is going okay. Like things are going good, but Dak Prescott is just crapping the game away. Missing throws and throwing picks and not making right reads like the whole game. Dak Prescott he's not like shouldering losses. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. This is my opinion. I'm a Dak guy. I think he's good enough to win us one. We got a good opportunity right now. We got a good team. We're going to rock with you guys for about 5 more minutes. Just wanted to take a little half-hour lunch break, talk a little Cowboys. It is your man, JimmyJsHair. Make sure you are following the Star We Are on all socials, especially Twitter. We are pretty active there, and that's where you can get in on the jersey raffle we got going, get you a couple of entries when you assign Michael Irvin jersey. Lots of cool things always going on. Live show every Friday evening. You want to talk about a consistent? sometimes schedules can be inconsistent. Our show would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but right now we're scheduled Friday 6 p.m. From here on out. So make sure you're catching that. And any questions in this last 5 minutes, if anybody's got any questions, would like me to answer anything specifically, I think what I'm going to do is probably give you my opinion on realistic, realistic off-season projections, right? Like looking way ahead, but being realistic about it. I don't think we make two picks in this coming up draft. I know we have 2 first-round picks. I don't think we pick 2 players in the first round. We either package them and move up, right? I think we package them and move up and get the guy that we want in the first round, Caleb Downs. Jerry, if you're going to do some of these 2 first-round picks, package and move up, get Caleb Downs. I'd love that. Or I think we've used one of those first-round picks to move around and garner a player, maybe pick up some extra picks, because, right, if you can land who you want with that first one, then all of a sudden you can take that second one, move down, do some things, trade for a player. I would love to somehow see, and this is what I'll leave y'all with, and I know this is going to shock some of you. I know this is going to come as a surprise. And I know it's going to sound expensive, but I'm being serious. I'm being honest about this. I know it's expensive, but I think this offseason, if you took the 2 first-round picks that we have right now, we have 2 picks coming up in the 2026 draft in the first round. Give both of them to Cleveland for Myles Garrett, and it's over. It's over. Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, Oso Digizua, Myles Garrett, best NFL line, best defensive line in the NFL. It wouldn't even be close. The man has 18 sacks already through 12 weeks. He's fixing to eat Michael Strahan's record like it's a snack. Get me Myles Garrett this offseason. I don't care if it costs 2 first-round picks and the 2 that we are currently sitting on in this coming up draft. I don't want a player in the first round. I want Myles Garrett. When we're on the clock, I wanted to say Dallas has traded away both 2026 first-round picks to Cleveland for Myles Garrett. And Cleveland can go hit reload. If they don't like Shador, they don't like Dylan Gabriel, they don't like nothing that's going on there, they can go hit reload. They'll have 3 or 4 first-round picks. I think they got 2 seconds coming up. So they'll be able to just make moves, do whatever they want. That's my bold future claim right there is I want Myles Garrett. Figure out a way to go get me that guy. Put him with this team because I believe Savone Revel is going to get a lot better. I believe Kalen Carson is on the way to getting really good. Malik Hooker is probably going to stick around as long as he can stay healthy. He's a decent safety. We don't have to get a Caleb Downs if that's the case, if you can get me a Myles Garrett. And so linebackers, Marius Luafau is improving. I think he's a ball getter and he's a playmaker. DeMarvion Overshown is obviously looking like a Pro Bowler. Logan Wilson, we'll see how that injury thing works out, right? And if he comes back from that knee injury, Kenneth Murray may not be on this team next year. We'll take a look. Shamar James, though, looking promising, right? So you add Myles Garrett to what's going on and the youth that we already have, it almost doesn't even matter. And plus, the way the offense looks right now, if you don't lose any pieces, which you shouldn't. Everybody's signed minus Pickens, which you can tag and he'll probably be okay with. But I feel like we get him signed. But everybody on the offense is locked in. Everybody on the defense is locked in and paid. If you just add Myles Garrett to this current team, I don't care who you draft. You're a contender. That's Jimmy's thoughts. I've been with you guys for about a half hour. Took my little lunch. I'm going to finish up. I'm going to drink my coffee and get my snack on and get back to work. But I appreciate you stopping by, hanging with me. Remember, tomorrow morning, AM Mayhem, I'm going to run it, 10 a.m. I'm going to do it, get back at it. We've been taking a couple weeks off just for the holidays, and of course for Marshawn, we took a little time off. And then Friday night, 6 p.m., The Star We Are, live on YouTube. Check us out. I appreciate the love and support, guys. You have a good day. Be blessed.